What's up, everybody? Welcome to the next time episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Harmon Jr. Please feel free to follow me in the show at Harmon Jr. The show's not Harmon Jr. It's at FC Podcast 23.
And I'm the other host, Fradette. Please feel free to follow me at Toon Velo. We've got a great episode for you today. We're going to be talking about our impressions of Pokemon Home.
We're also going to do a fun Sonic quiz because guess what we just saw? It's our first topic. What is it, Jared?
It's Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Woo! Woo! So in case you didn't know, we of Full Circle Podcast are a big, huge fan of Sonic. If you can't check by our awesome swag. And for those who actually watch the YouTube,
Sonic.
Yeah, you know, he's been our background poster since the show started, actually.
Yeah, he's been with us.
Yeah, we were supposed to, changing. We had, this whole thing, and we actually changed Sonic posters.
I say, look at him in the face. Say no to that face. Say, you're coming down. No, we can't.
He's even waving his finger.
No.
All right, so in case you didn't know, and of course you did, today was Valentine's Day.
We saw it on the premiere.
Yeah, you're listening to this Wednesday, but we saw the premiere, and we talked about this a little. So when Sonic the Hedgehog was first shown, it was nightmare fuel, to say the least, Jared.
Yes.
And, this was one of the few times where a community came together, non-violently, non-aggressively.
Gave constructive criticism, point-by-point things that could be fixed.
And the studio listened, and they gave their creators ample amount of time and rest. Hopefully, they said they did. No one complained. I'm going to say they did. And they made a much better product. So, first and foremost, let me get out this way. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie was good.
Very good.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a trash tire. It was a tire fire, a trash fire, a garbage fire, any amount of trash on fire. And I don't know, Jared, was it good because we set the bar so low, or was it honestly just good?
So let's break that down now in our post-viewing discussion. And we're going to try and keep this spoiler-free. We might occasionally pop off things because we saw it literally 30 minutes ago and things are springing into our head.
Yeah, but we promise any big notes, we're gonna keep it off, and if we do, we'll throw up a spoiler warning beforehand in the editing process,
Right. Okay, so one of the first and foremost things I really did enjoy about the movie was that it was not... Okay, so one of the major pitfalls that live action with CGI cartoon characters seems to always fall into is, I'm the human character. I'm here in the background while the cartoon does something. This didn't do that. Sonic and James Marsden, Cyclops, felt it bugged me for a long time. I didn't remember who he was, and then it clicked.
He was also in Hop, another CGI character co-star.
Well then, he's got good experience, right? Because their on-stage chemistry and presence, if you can say that for a tune, it was there. It was pretty good.
It was believable. Speaking on that, before we move, one of the complaints I initially thought I was gonna have was Marston, whose name I can't actually remember in the movie right now.
Tom.
Oh yeah, there we go. Tom, because I kept going by his last name. I couldn't remember that.
Rakowski. Right.
All right, Tom Rakowski. There was a lot of not Sonic action, and he was the star, so to speak, the main star for a good 10, 15 minutes. And I was going to be like, oh, is this going to be one of those?
Is this going to be the flip where we have a main character and then the cartoon is just sort of the background?
But no, they were both equal parts the star. In a way, they didn't track from each other. The time without Sonic was well filled with him, and the time with Sonic and him together were great. And then the times by Sonic by himself, it was organic. There, I don't mean to generalize, but it felt right.
Right?
Question mark.
Let's see. One of the other complaints I heard going in was people were afraid, for lack of better words, Jim Carrey was going to Jim Carrey it up,
and he did.
But
in all the best Jim Carrey ways.
Right? They gave him a time and a place to be like, okay, here you go, and do you.
Okay, you know how people complain that, oh, this actor wasn't portraying someone, it was just I hear this it's just Will Smith being Will Smith.
Right.
And this was definitely Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, not Jim Carrey being Dr. Robotnik, but it worked. It's really hard to explain until you watch it without giving too much away, but it worked. Did I feel like that was Dr. Robotnik? No.
I'll say.
But was that a bad thing? Also no.
Here's kind of it was almost like I haven't seen the movie Rocket Man, but they said that Taron Egerton, he wasn't trying to be Elton John. He was just playing the role. It aids. I think what I'm trying to say here is it aids and lends to that we're not trying to fake it. It gives it more authentic feeling.
Yeah, and I guess because in the movie he gradually becomes more Robotnik like. I would say if anything, I would say this was more like a transformation into Robotnik.
Right.
Not like he didn't start off as the titular character we know. He slowly more became him, and that worked. And thus, since he became him, they gave them more leeway to him just be whoever since.
So I'd like to say way back when we first knew the movie was coming out, we had various theories and such. Right, this was one of the theories I said was that he was going to grow more obsessed with catching Sonic and thus grow more Robotnik-like.
Yeah.
So we see that, of course.
Yeah, and the transformation was believable. It was one of those weird things as a child who grew up in the 90s, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people will go into this movie will be. It was the best of Jim Carrey. Like, all the reasons I love Jim Carrey was in this movie.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of that was not scripted for him to do, but he did anyway. And do you have anything to say about Jim Carrey before I lead into this next topic?
No, I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask your opinion. We didn't talk about this because there's something I'm going to keep for on experience.
Right.
Was it me or was that soundtrack phenomenally picked?
It was good. It did not feel, again, right, another one of my concerns, it was going to be forced with just, like, really bad songs that, like, hey, you get it? We're moving fast.
The song says fast and Sonic is fast.
Fast. No, but it was good. There is, and this is, maybe this is a spoiler.
Slight spoiler, cover your ears for like a minute.
So Robotnik gets to have his own evil theme that he literally picks out. And it's a little on the nose, but it so good.
It is 100% on the nose for what is happening on screen. But then this is just a full circle back. Jim Carrey makes it his own. Like, it was Jim Carrey had a minute and a half to shine on camera, and he sparkled.
He does. Now, let's again kind of. Sorry, my ideas are popping off here. We complimented the design at the beginning of the segment. I want to know. And this isn't a spoiler because you've seen, right, amongst the Baby Yoda craze, there was obviously the spoiled Baby Sonic craze. Mm-hmm. What must that character design have looked like before? Did the Baby Sonic just look like an actual hedgehog?
Okay, because like there's no way Baby Sonic would have been cute in original design.
No way.
And it's just, speaking of design, that was just the right choice. Like, I don't know if I could have enjoyed this movie. I saw a joke online about, like, I hope they release a director's cut with the original Sonic model, and I want them to. Now that I've seen it.
Right, it's like, okay, take a deep breath, sit on my couch. Does this movie hold up?
Like, it might be a fun drink. Every time I cringe, drink a shot.
Right.
So, this is not also a spoiler, but Sonic high-fived someone at some point. And all I could think about when he did was, you're going to have human hands and do that.
Right, it's like tiny human baby hands. No.
Like okay, I get why they drew characters with gloves. There were technical limitations, and you can hide things, especially anthropomorphic creatures. God, I always get that wrong. Anthropomorphic creatures. But Sonic, but they become like, can you imagine Bugs Bunny without gloves? Like, no, like they're just supposed to have gloves on. They just are. Even if we can draw our very realistic proportional hands.
Sorry, this is a complete tangent. What do you got there? It's paint from the rabbit's gloves. Sorry, that's just the golden standard in my mind for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And so the thing I liked about this movie was all the tropes I thought it was gonna take, it didn't, and the tropes that it did were done well. Like, I was just like, oh, they're gonna have a moment, and I was just like, oh, it.
I felt that.
Yeah, it was like
okay.
Okay, whoever wrote the movie, it was a good movie. Like, I keep want to try to make you think like, oh, it was bad, but you couldn't know it. It honestly just was a good movie.
Right. Let's actually turn kind of to the writing here. So, okay, maybe an actual detriment. Was it predictable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was I bored by the predictions? No. Other good things about the writing was it's a kids movie. It definitely is a kids movie. It's rated PG. PG for rivalry. Fun. But there's definitely a lot of humor that I feel not that only adults would get, but I didn't feel I was sitting in a kid's movie.
It was in a comfort zone of like, oh, they're not making an obvious dirty joke so adults will laugh.
Right,
It
like
was
there was no dirty humor. It was just things I'm like,
like it was enjoyable. And you know the thing, so naturally we all thought it was gonna be bad, but also everything I thought I was gonna enjoy about the movie I saw in the trailers. And for once, the trailers were just a small snippet of a greater enjoyable scene. Okay, we've all seen the bar scene in the trailers, like, oh, they're at a bar, they're gonna do bar antics.
I had actually forgotten the bar scene until the movie. I was like, oh yeah.
And the bar scene, I was just like, they spent more time at the bar than I thought they probably should, but I wasn't, in my mind, I wasn't like, can we get on with this? We get the shtick.
Right?
We get the shtick.
Right. Okay, you know what? Overall, that's something I've really enjoyed. Right? Even though, like we said, the writing is predictable and I wasn't bored, I never had a we get the shtick moment.
I didn't either.
Which I found incredibly refreshing. Also incredibly refreshing, and this shouldn't be a spoiler because, again, it's in the trailer. They do not overuse bullet time. Right? We see it happen, and when it's happening, I'm enjoying it. But it's not... Okay, so... Obviously, the mansion scene from X-Men.
First Class, yeah.
It's phenomenal, and that's great. But then when we see it again in the Pentagon,
I know you switched it. It happens in the Pentagon first, and then the mansion scene is second. But yes, it did.
I don't know. But the Pentagon scene, I don't know. Just dramatic, slow opera. Like it becomes.
Yeah, I get when we first saw it in the first movie, it was cool. Then basically when we see it again, we're like, we saw it before, we get it, and now it's like it doesn't have the same impact. But yeah, right here, each time they used it, it wasn't like, oh, we get it, we get how this works. It was like, no, because different things were happening. It wasn't just like, hey, look, Sonic's doing the same thing with a different background. Like
no, right? It's unique in every time, and in a similar thing too. When we see Sonic zip about and blur. Okay, so something else I hate about Quicksilver in the X-Men, and this is just any speedsters. I'm kind of shifting gear to all speedster complaints here. Is he frequently will use electronics, and I'm like, that doesn't mean they'd catch up to you, right? Like we see Quicksilver playing Pong. And the Pong machine accelerates with him. And I'm like, that's not how that would work. And so, spoiler-ish again, I don't know if they thought this much through, but you actually don't see Sonic interacting with electronics that frequently. So that paradox, that problem, that conundrum,
it's not like the electronics get faster.
Up, right? That it never catches up. It doesn't. It doesn't take up. It doesn't take me out of the scene by going, wait a second. That's not possible.
And here's one thing. So clearly Sonic is the fastest thing alive. And so and here's another problem with speedsters. They always like Superman them. Like, oh, you're super fast. This should be a problem. Oh, you're crippled in such a way. But each time, okay, there is times where Sonic can't run, but there's times where like he still has his speed, but his speed can't solve his problem for understandable and realistic reasons.
Right.
I greatly appreciated that.
They didn't Optimus Prime this with like, oh no, I just literally broke your leg. Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, that would be an excellent reason why you can't, for once, running can't solve your problems.
No, yeah, like it was just, again, I don't.
It holds up to the stress test.
You know what's the horrible thing about this is? We refuse to just acknowledge it as a good movie. So we're thinking of reasons.
I have been saying it's a good movie.
So I know I acknowledge it, but I'm saying when our rhetoric is like, oh, it's wonderful, and it's just like movies who are good don't even do this. And it's like because like what I'm saying is we're like, was it intentional? Like, we're trying to take credit. Like, I'm just going to assume it was at this point because everything worked out flawlessly. Like,
right.
Whoever wrote this thought some shit through.
Right. Despite the initial misstep of the design, they heard that they realize they're handling a franchise and a series that people greatly care about and people put a lot of thought into. Which you just have to appreciate and applaud once again.
Yeah, and so I liked how they included everyone's name and nicknames and... Again, I said this word at least 3 times already. Get your bingo card out. Organic. It just was.
My one disappointment is that we get so Robotnik's sidekick, his flunky, his lackey. His name is not some pun on Scratch or Grounder.
That would have been good.
That would have. I mean. I would have I was gonna say, would that be too much on the nose? I'm like, no. I wanted.
Because those other things really on the nose and worked really well.
Right, like if his name was like I don't know, like something like S round, like G ground or G round or something, or it's like, oh, it could be ground or no.
Or like, like he called him like G-Man, and then like, at some point we see like his name tag and it's Grounder, a little wink and a nod.
He's hiding behind something like, don't be such a scaredy rooster. It's like chicken, whatever. These sorts of things would have been fun. I don't know. We didn't need them. I thought it was good. This is again just me starting to nitpick now.
And well, also if I had to give an honest complaint, it will be that Jaleel White wasn't the voice of Sonic. He's readily available. He exists. He was there. I will dare say if Jaleel White was literally the voice, same lines, word for word, just his voice, this movie would instantly be a 9.5 in my mind. It might honestly could be a 9.5 now. But right now, it wouldn't be a debate. I could just firmly just be like, 9.5.
Right now, it's like right now is what we're doing here. We're explaining our reasoning, writing a thesis, summarizing our points. No, Jaleel White, just rubber stamp that, and I don't have to argue.
Yeah, that would probably be my main complaint, because unless he said no or there was some scheduling conflict, which I couldn't imagine. I don't know if he's like, he could be doing projects I don't know his life. But I just really would have enjoyed that.
Right.
Like, if they told me he was in talks and it fell through, cool. But if they never approached him, I'm going to give that a blight.
Right. Other things I enjoyed about the movie that I'd love to do upon a rewatch is that even though there wasn't the direct, like, scratch and grounder, there are clearly lots of little Easter eggs peppered in that I need to go back and look at.
All right, so here's one of the things I like. So, big superhero movies, how we have a lot of disgustingly, obviously, advertisement. This movie has a lot of surprisingly big advertisement that I'm surprised about. But it was done. It was so good. There's a really big one towards the end, and it was golden. It was so golden. I'm waiting for the business in place to have the Sonic special.
Hey, I know what I want to do after this, Odell.
I gotta do too. I was really thinking about it. I wish I could tell you when we talk about this in a week, but I was just like, if this business does not have something Sonic oriented by the end of the week,
I'd be surprised. I'd be devastatingly surprised.
Oh, so final thoughts. The movie was great. There's an end credit scene, which do not leave at the credits. It is a must see.
Right. I don't think it's much of a spoiler, and if so, I will cut this off.
Don't say it. Just don't say it.
No, it's
okay.
It's just saying. Clearly, they end in a place that sets up for potential future movies.
Oh yeah, so the movie.
Like, they realize they have a hold of a franchise, and they plan to continue and make this a franchise.
Yeah, like in the last 30 minutes, I'm just like, I can see this having a sequel. It makes sense, There's things they could probably explore, and then it happens, and I'm like, there will probably be a sequel, and I'm gonna go see it. And I honestly, at this point, think it could be a great sequel. I think it could be better than the first one.
Right.
Honestly, they have my faith. Paramount. I believe in you.
Right.
Sonic the Hedgehog was good. My complaints are very tic-tacky and minimal. It's just simple as that. You, Jared?
I have to say the same. I'm excited. My adrenaline, my pulse is racing. And I don't want this segment to end. So let's segue this into Sonic Quiz. Quizzes are better with people, and we have someone for Odell to compete against.
Making her Full Circle podcast debut, we have our friend Tanya Perez, who joined us to watch Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Yay!
Yay!
Real quick, Tanya, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was great, but my opinion is humble.
All right. There you go. You got 3 out of 3 certified. Good movie. All right, Jared, so what's the quiz this week?
Okay, so the quiz this week, I'm calling this game Ring Dash. What you're going to do, we'll be looking for words that contain the word ring. R-I-N-G, directly in sequence. Got it?
All right.
Good?
Can we get an example?
You can get an example. Despite his nefarious nature, Dr. Eggman is a master at this branch of science, which is concerned with the design, build, and use of engines and machines. And you would say...
Ding, 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 ding. Is it engineering?
Get it? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so... Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Do we have to answer in the form of a question?
No. This is not Jeopardy or any affiliate of therefore.
You can just say the answer.
Yeah. So just hit the table, I guess, because we don't have buzzers. And here we go. Okay. Not everyone can pull off just a pair of gloves and sneakers as their sole ensemble. Don't listen to those critics calling you this. I think you look quite dashing.
Oh, goddamn.
Boring?
Ring in?
Boring?
No.
Oh.
Although
Good answer.
that would work.
I'm gonna do the Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Can you repeat the question?
Okay. Not everyone can pull off just a pair of gloves and sneakers as their sole ensemble. Don't listen to the critics calling you this. I think you look quite dashing.
Nudist?
No. It's a remark of beauty.
A mage ring.
Fetching?
No.
Fetching?
No.
These words don't have ring in it.
They don't. We're horrible.
Okay.
Can I get a hint?
No, we're gonna just do failed answers for both of you.
Right,
So the answer is unflattering.
Oh, no, wouldn't have got that.
No.
Okay, this one is a little bit harder.
Oh, is this the cash cab? We are on the game show. It's the cash cab.
Trust me when I say Sonic speed is all natural, baby. No performance-enhancing drugs here. Although I suppose his quills might be handy use for this injector.
All right, it's not steroids. But I'm just gonna say, I just had to get it out of my system and say steroids.
Okay, so
That's not an answer. I just need to say it.
Okay.
I clearly know ring is not a steroid. Is it? No, it is not.
Going once.
Wait, can we repeat the question?
Yes, you can. Trust me when I say Sonic speed is all natural, baby. No performance-enhancing drugs here. Although I suppose his quills might be handy for use with this type of injector. You're on the right track with steroid. What do you use to inject steroids?
A syringe.
Correct.
Syringe.
Syringe.
How do you say? God, no, you know what? No. I specifically told you ring better not be silent in the word.
And I told you it was. Okay. This one's easier.
Okay.
Proper running technique always starts with a good stretch. Make sure you get this large muscle that's highly susceptible to injury.
Hamstring.
Correct.
Well, that's 1-0.
That is 2, sir.
2-0.
Wait, what?
Syringe.
No, that was after.
You have to hand it to Dr. Eggman. He doesn't let evil get in the way of his skincare regime. Everyone needs a good topical that causes contraction of skin cells and wipes away oil.
I don't wear makeup, so I admit defeat.
You've actually used this before.
I mean, I'm pretty sure white.
Astringent.
Ding! Winner!
What is an astringent?
An astringent is those OxyClean pads you use.
Oh,
Do you suppose Dr. Robotnik ever needs someone's help to help him come up with ideas? Who knows? Maybe even he needs someone to bounce ideas off of.
Is that the question?
That's the word I'm alluding to in this question.
is the person you bounce ideas off of?
Yep. I need you to be my...
Wingman. Ringman.
No.
Assistant.
Oh, no. The word was springboard.
Thank you. Thank you for synchronized smacking of the lips.
Oh,
Viewers, let us know in the comments below how you smacked your lips simultaneously with us.
I think Tanya's just going to get this one.
Okay.
Sorry. It's not your strong suit. Okay.
I've admitted defeat.
While a line is the fastest path between 2 points, I think Sonic should add a little flair sometimes. Maybe adding in this pattern, which is a weaving of sloping lines.
Yeah, I can see why would be your best bet, but...
Braids?
Okay,
Wait. Repeat that?
Okay. While a line is the fastest path between 2 points, I think Sonic should add a little flair sometimes. Maybe add this pattern, which is a weaving of sloping lines. I'll give one extra hint.
Kate, do you hear the word ring when you pronounce this word?
You do.
Okay, I'm about to say if the answer is no, I'm already giving up.
Okay, hint. This is often referred to with tile work.
I don't know.
Odell is out. Tanya, do you have...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Grouting is my the only thing that's coming in.
A herringbone.
No.
No.
Nah, not at all.
Oh, it's a pattern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew that.
So
I didn't.
okay. So everyone knows Sonic's favorite food is a chili dog, but actual hedgehogs are insectivores. However, you may catch them doing this to whatever is available. They're not picky eaters.
Scavengering.
Chewing.
No. Oh, two wrong answers. Devouring.
Oh, so close.
Oh, okay. This one's hard.
Uh,
I think I'm going to make Dr. Robotnik a dessert. Do you think this topping made of beaten sugar and eggs is a bit on the nose?
Beets, sugar, and eggs.
I assume you cannot hear the word ring if you pronounce it.
No.
Nah.
Meringue.
Correct! Okay, this last one. I know, Dell, you better get this one.
Okay.
Or you retire in shame.
All right. I will.
You may think with the plethora of OC Sonic art online that people would be committing this. But it's all fair game under the fair use clause.
Plagiarizing.
Ooh, no.
Dang.
Wait, repeat the question?
You may think that with the plethora of Sonic art online that people would be committing this. But it's all fair game under the fair use clause. Dun, 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 dun. That you're drowning.
Oh,
Sonic. No, your mind's on this riddle.
Okay. They're not committing treason.
Okay, Tanya was right, but her answer was wrong.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
Is there a different word for plagiarizing?
There's a word for a specific type.
Liable.
Okay, well, Tanya is our winner, and the answer was copyright infringement.
Wow.
That's Barkins this week. As always, I hope you at home did better than Odell.
Is that the new standard for quizzes?
That's the new standard for quizzes.
Beat Odell. I'm sorry to think Jared knows me too well, and he's instinctively making quizzes with the intent of making it hard specifically for me.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you
Thank
for
you guys
joining
for
us.
having me.
Where can people follow you at?
You can follow me at Tanana_86 on Instagram and Twitter.
Thank you. Well, we'll go ahead and let you head on home while we switch to our next segment talking about Pokemon Home.
Ba-da-bing-da-da-doo-da.
Pokemon Home. It's finally out. It made a shadow debut in the middle of the week.
Yeah, on the 11th, right?
I believe so. Yep. Despite many people thinking it was going to come out on the 27th.
For Pokemon Day.
For Pokemon Day.
Which, that means there's going to be a better, bigger surprise for us. Oh, yeah, they announced a new mythical Pokemon. We have the silhouette. So maybe it'll be that.
Ooh.
You know, I saw a funny thing. It was the silhouette with just Charizard pictures overlapped in the silhouette.
Game Freak. This is the 9th generation you've introduced Charizard.
Oh, man. But yeah, Pokemon Home is finally here. It debuted February 11th, asterisk, February 12th, depending on when you got it, time zone, all that good stuff.
It took my Switch 13 hours to download
Did it legit take 13 hours?
Okay, it cut down to 5, but still,
That's still considerable.
for something that's less than a gig.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it was just that many people trying to download it.
Oh, yeah, that was for sure, like, it just...
So it was weird. I couldn't find it on my iPhone app. I don't know if it was hidden because when I searched the App Store, I couldn't find it. But when I Googled iPhone Home, ding, and I was like, well, thank you, Google.
Our friend Gabriel had to send me the Android link. He messaged it to me, and then I could open it. So, okay.
But now we all officially have Home now, and you should be able to download it with relatively ease.
Right.
Relative ease.
So, first impressions are overall kind of review now that we got our hands on it. So glad it's here. It's such an improvement. I still have some pretty critical complaints, I feel.
I do too.
So, okay, my first and biggest complaint is that not all features are available on the Switch. Like, the things I can do on my phone aren't available on the Switch. The GTS, the trading with friends.
You know, I will say this. The only feature that I can understand being phone exclusive will be anything required to be always connected to the internet. Maybe like the Wonder Box is a phone exclusive just to keep people from trying to do any trickery. But like GTS, it's a request service. Like you're not leaving any room for meaning. So the GTS should definitely 100% be on the Switch. The room trade, 100% definitely on the Switch. The random trade, maybe on the phone. Like I get it if. I understand the aspect of having exclusive features for each to encourage, usability. So I get that. There was just like, here's the phone exclusive feature so to get people to download the app. Mm-hmm. They got to push the app. I get that.
Right.
And here's honestly, like we talked about this, the more exclusive features would make more sense to be on the Switch.
Right.
And that bothers me. It really does. That's probably my only real hard critical complaint.
Right.
I don't know if you have any more.
The only other really hard complaint I have, and maybe I'm being too nitpicky, is that I'm not able to select multiple Pokemon for a task. So in Pokemon Go, you can highlight a ton of Pokemon and then say, transfer them. That's what you do in Pokemon Go. Okay. But for this one, where we now have access to labeling and trade, we have so many things we can do. I want to go through and go, this one, add the label, which we have now, we can label them, event Pokemon. But it doesn't let me do that.
You can do that on the Switch, again, but that's another complaint of, you can't do it on the phone.
Right, I have to go click, open, label, add. Click, open, label, add. I'm like, why is this not... Why?
So it turns into this weird thing of, I can do an action on one, then, hop on my Switch and, now I can select everything with that label, then giant group.
But you can't. But I can't create the label in the Switch. You can create the labels on the phone.
Can you not create labels on the Switch?
I admittedly haven't delved too much in, but I know you can do it on the phone.
Okay.
At the very least, I'm trying to remember if we can or cannot. I know you can't edit labels on the phone, which also bothers me. I can create the label on the phone, but then I can't edit. So when I import a bunch of things from my box, it goes, hey, just so you know, I labeled all these Pokemon bank 1, 2, and 3 for you. I'm like, that wasn't a label for the Pokemon. That was just the box they were in.
So yeah, it is annoying that, to fully enjoy Pokemon Home, you might have to do a little, I can do this part on the Switch and I can do this part on the phone. And then together, eventually I get to a part where they're just both, it's good. And now I can move how I want to. With that said, asterisk, as of right now today, February the 14th, that's how it is. But there's already been 3 patches for the app since I've downloaded. So
wow.
Yeah, it's already been. We're already on version 1. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm pretty sure that's so because it's an app and in nature, and because they plan for this to be it will inevitably get upgraded and patched. So I guess I am optimistic that it will get less cumbersome and more efficient as time goes on. I don't know that for sure as of now. Critical failures, hard stops, not critical enough to make me not use it because we're going to get to the enjoyment of it. But I'm hopeful that, maybe this is me just speculating, being hopeful that they're spoon feeding to keep, to stop, okay, because, people are going to hack the system and mess things up. And to kind of, keep that from happening, they're kind of incrementally filling the holes as they go instead of having an epic failure from day one.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about that for just a second. People are hacking. Don't do surprise trading currently. But also remember, to all you Dexiters out there complaining that, not all the Pokemon are available in this gen. How could they ever do this? They've never done this before. Never heard of Ruby or Sapphire because Game Freak has, right?
There was no National Dex Ruby.
There was.
It was just the Ruby and Sapphire Dex. That's you had to deal with it.
Right? Because Gen 1 and Gen 2 was so dang hackable, and people hacked it, they cut it off. We can't access any of our original Pokemon from those time periods.
Right, you can't because you can't trade up to Ruby and Sapphire.
Right? You either have to play the new release versions, Heart Soul, or the console, the emulators, or the new Let's Go. But no, the originals, they're dead to you. And so don't hack and screw this up for us again. They've done it before, they'll do it again.
And you might think, well, why should we all have to suffer because of those hackers? Because if we don't, then we all will quite literally suffer.
They can't, there's too many of us, and it's too entangled. It's just the cleanest option for them.
All right, so even with those critical failures, Pokemon Home...
I had one more critical failure.
All
okay,
right.
Pokemon Go. Why can't I just trade it directly into Pokemon Home? Like, they're both on my phone. They're both attached to my Nintendo accounts. Why do... And not only... So I'm stuck trying to trade Pokemon into Let's Go, but also, I can't trade the event Pokemon into Let's Go. I have about 10,000 Hat Pikachus just sitting in my Pokemon Go account. I don't want them there. They take up space.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering. I was like, how do I keep getting people trading me Pokemon name and Pokemon Go? I was like, oh, they put them in Let's Go. And then, I got to take a middle step.
Interesting. So far, in my home account, they appear to have no abilities.
They don't get an ability until you transfer them into
a game
that has abilities, yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, so their ability is assigned. So let's say you get the Pokemon from Let's Go, you have it, and you put it in Sword and Shield, it will then be assigned an ability.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
That's well, I mean, because all the other Pokemon have abilities. Anywho, I've thoroughly enjoyed looking at my oldest Pokemon and saying, like, it comes from Hoenn of old. It says in the description, and seeing all the, like, you showed me the picture of all the ribbons you've ever earned. No, I just enjoy that. That's not that's not a point.
You know, and I guess this is gonna sound elitist. Pokemon Go part isn't a critical failure for me because it's just like I don't have attachment to any Pokemon I get in Pokemon Go, like zero. But I'm pretty sure that some people they may honestly do.
I will usually form an attachment to my starter Pokemon. So I've nicknamed him, and he's just always been with me. He's currently one of my battle partners in the Ultra League. But yeah, all the other ones, not so much. They're pretty much just serving to fill my decks at this point.
Yeah.
Like Armored Mewtwo. I'm gonna love putting that in a Pokemon Home and storing him with all my other 37,000 legendaries. I kid you not. I have like 20 Articuno. Why? Game Freak just keeps giving them out.
So, all right, critical failures, you good on that?
Good on that.
All right, my positive. So, even though those critical failures are glaring, and I really hope they get fixed in the future, because if not, I mean, I will deal. I honestly will.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna feel a little jaded. I've yet to feel jaded by Pokemon anyway. Honestly, this Sword and Shield, like all the places, I personally have yet to feel truly jaded. But with that said, this is the best organizing system we've had thus far.
It is.
It can be better, but it doesn't change the fact that it's the best, and I hope they continue to improve it.
Remember way back again in Gen 1 when you couldn't catch Pokemon because your box was full?
Yeah.
You had to go into a Pokemon Center from wherever you were. Save the game. Say, now use box 2. And then you could go back into the wild.
You know, it'd be the horrible part. They didn't even let you know. They didn't even bother telling you it was full. You just have to find, oh crap, rare Pokemon, box full. You could have told me.
Beforehand.
And you know what's even worse than that? Oh yeah, where did I put the person that knows Flash? Where? Okay, box 2. Oh nope, gotta change, save. It was literally like it could be a 30-minute process looking for one Pokemon. I kid you not.
But back to Pokemon Home, I thoroughly enjoy that no matter what box they're quote-unquote in, doesn't matter. You just filter them by whatever you want. Yeah. Please arrange them by number. Thank you. That's the easiest.
And I thoroughly enjoy, like, okay, for example, let's say you want to put a Pokemon from Let's Go into Home or Sword Shield, whatever your switch is. It's simple as, like, pick it up, and now it's there. There's no lengthy time delay. They're literally just instantly, simultaneously, boom, there where I want them. And it's something surreal about Home's national decks. Like, there's a move dex, an ability dex, and a Pokédex, and I kind of want to complete them all.
Right, I've never because it's a living national dex. It's funny. I dumped a whole bunch of Pokemon in, and it goes, "Thanks, you have 110 species." I'm like, "That's it? What? How's that it?" Oh, these are all Venusaur, Charizard. Oh, I see.
And I kind of love that with the paid description, you can do the Wonder Box. I put 10 Pokemon in, and considering how we're at 890, I believe.
Thereabout, yeah.
That there's a good chance I'm gonna get a Pokemon for the living national dex that I just don't have.
Right.
Like, statistically speaking, and I love the stats. If you swipe to the left on the home screen, it shows you what's trending, like what are people requesting, what are people asking for, top traded Pokemon, and it's just a fun statistic to look at. It's ever changing, and I just kind of love how since the release of Sword and Shield, the support that this game has been consistent. I've never played a Pokemon game this consistently, this often post-release. Like, usually the first couple of months are like hardcore, and then I just kind of wean.
And then finally the couple of months building up to a new game. Hey, event Pokemon.
And I'm like,
it's the new legendary.
I'm like, yeah, I'll jump in, but like, no, I've consistently, especially with the raid battles, it's like, hey, we released the new G-Max form. Hey, we're releasing special Pokemon that can be guaranteed to G-Max. Hey, we're just increasing the raid often of this rare Pokemon, and it's like, it gives you, again, the wild. We praised the wild area in our review, and the wild area is being everything it still needs to be, and the aspect that we're getting 2 more of those, bigger and better than this one, just makes me excited.
Yes. I guess one final praise for me for Pokemon Home is I'm going to steal one of yours. I don't know if you were going to mention it, but the room trade with your friends.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. I've praised it to you off camera 1,000 times and didn't do it here.
Right, it's like, because there's so many times, like, I don't necessarily need Zamazenta if I have the station. Like, because again, like I said, I throw all the legendaries in the box because they eventually give you all of them. But for the purpose of completing my decks at the time of having it, I just have to always resort to finding friends. Ugh, such a burden. No, but it's still more burdensome. Like, hey, when can you be online? Okay, Tradesy Baxi, and you go through that long, arduous no. With the room trade, we can just, a bunch of us could just hop in, be like, okay, play musical chairs. Good. Everyone happy?
Yeah,
good.
And the thing that's crazy about it, because it's exclusive on your phone, and yeah, I want this to be on Switch, but you always readily have your phone available. I can literally be just, hey, Odette, where are you? I'm in Hawaii. Hey, me and Gabriel gonna hop online, join our room, and we're just gonna like back and forth. And that honestly, even without that, I still have a goal to like complete the true national decks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like now it's attainable because there's a great chance that, like, okay, for example, the Ultra Beasts are just such a pain. But it's like, okay, you have like 3 or 4, I have 3 or 4, and it's like, yeah. Here's Nihilego, here's a Guzzlord, here's Buzzwole, here's a
Celesteely.
Yeah. You know, that was like the last Pokemon I needed to complete my own decks. I could not find anyone with it. But yes. And so now this daunting task becomes very, very, very doable. And what I truly love about it, the original creator of Pokemon, one of his original reasons for having 2 different versions, the link cable and being on the Game Boy, was interaction between people. Pokemon's main core theme, before the monsters, before the catching, before the phenomenon, was about people interacting with each other in real time. That's why you had to have a link cable. You know, that's why they've always done things the way they've done. They were literally forcing people to interact with other people. And even 20 odd years later, they're still doing it, and with the greatest technology. And from a like artsy fartsy perspective, I just think that's amazing.
Exactly. So I think that's all we have to say about Home. Overall positive. I'd like to think our criticisms were constructive criticisms that we look forward to them patching and improving as they continue to show us support. For the games. If
I had to give it a ranking, I would give it a 5 or a 6 asterisk. 5 or 6. With asterisk, because I'm also hoping that it is going to improve.
It feels like a very good beta.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it for today's episode. You've heard us mention Gabriel a lot. He's also a patron. So you can be a patron as well. Join our Patreon for just $1 a month to get our audio early. So for Full Circle Podcast, I am Jared Fradette. You can find me at Toondalo.
And I'm Harmon Jr. Please find me at Harmon Jr. And remember to follow, like, share, subscribe, and support us even more than donating money by sharing it to everyone you know and love. And we appreciate all our regular listeners. Shout out to Mickey. I work with him at work. Thank you for listening every Wednesday. Have a great week, everybody.